Back here on NFL Live. So it is the Monday after the draft. We've taken some time to start thinking about how all these rosters look, and we've decided to have a bit of a draft bracket here. Mel Kiper, Todd McShay with us. So, Mel, let's begin with the AFC North. Our first matchup is the Steelers and the Ravens. So let's pull that up first. Thanks, Todd.
You got it.
All right, so in this matchup here against these two teams, who are you taking?
Well, you think about the Steelers, the reach for Terrell Edmonds in the first round, the safety out of Virginia Tech. You think about what they did with get the quarterback, wide receiver tandem of Mason Rudolph to James Washington, both out of Oklahoma State. That made a lot of sense. That was a good move, I believe, because you have Joshua Dobbs now competing against Mason Rudolph. So you're Edmonds and certainly a guy like Washington. Edmonds is the key, though. And I think Edmonds being the reach is the reason why I give the edge here. Of these two teams, these two rivals in the AFC North, I give the edge to the Baltimore Ravens. They move forward into round two.
That's a big shocker.
Well, like you would have changed that.
All right, let's keep it going.
Right,
Let's go Bengals, Browns, Mel.
Yeah, Bengals, Browns. The Bengals, 11 picks, evenly distributed. The Browns, I disagree with 1 and 4. Now, the Browns, hey, like a good player. Say Baker Mayfield, if he was picked 11th, we would have said good pick. But number one overall is a debate. Denzel Ward over Bradley Chubb. We've talked about that enough. I thought John Dorsey, from that point on, did a real good job. And he's thinking he nailed the 1 and 4. So we'll see down the road. But I think the key is obviously going to be Baker, Mayfield. Everything else doesn't matter. It's all about Baker. I gave the edge to the Bengals. Solid draft. A lot of good players brought in, led by a guy who couldn't be an anchor up front, Billy Price out of Ohio State. If Mark Walton stays healthy, he'll be a big factor down the road as well, running back out of Miami.
Man, you do not like what the Browns did in that first round. So now here we are then. We got the Ravens and the Bengals. Who are you taking in this match?
Well, I think you look at this and you say Ravens over the Bengals because I think when you look at what Ozzie Newsome did in his final draft, you got a quarterback of the future in Lamar Jackson. The Bengals, though, did a good job. I think when you look at what they were able to get late in this draft, some of the Logan Woodside's a quarterback out of Toledo for the Bengals, could be a factor. I think he's a Case Keenum type. But the Ravens, from start to finish, I thought did a really nice job in this draft, and that's why I gave the Ravens the edge.
All right, let's switch it up to the AFC South. Todd, I want you to jump in on this one. So the first matchup we're going to have in this division, okay, it's going to be between the Texans and the Titans. So in this matchup, what do you got?
Well, you go back to the South here, and to me, I liked what early on when you saw, where did we go? The Titans, knew this was going to happen. We'll find it.
That's how we'll get it.
The Titans solidified their defensive front seven early on. The Texans, when you take a look at what they were able to do, this is a team that I think had a very solid draft. And I'd say this, few teams did more with less than the Houston Texans. They 68 overall, Justin Reed, that's their first pick in the third round. They get a first, second round graded player at that spot to be a free safety, great range. Martinez Rankins, another third-round pick, could be a starter at guard for them. And then Jordan Akins, I think it'll be a pass catcher that winds up contributing. So I'm going to go, while I like the Texans, I'm going to go with the Titans here and move them into this spot.
Okay.
And then the Colts versus Jaguars would be next. Now, you look at the Colts, I think they had the better of the two drafts, but I think the Jaguars did a good job. You look at their resume, they really, from top to bottom, found players that fit what they want to do. At 29, they get Taven Bryan. I love this pick simply because they ignored the need, Mel, and they looked for the best available player. Then a little bit later, DJ Chark at wide receiver. This is a vertical threat. He's 6'3", 200 pounds, and can get down the field. Ran a 4.34 at the combine. And then Ronnie Harrison could be a starting safety for them coming out of Alabama. So, to me, they had a good draft, but I think in the long run, I'm going to wind up going with the Jaguars here.
All right, that's fair. Now, Teddy,
I lied. I'm going with the Colts. I hit the wrong one.
Oh, yeah.
We'll get this down.
Sorry, you're good.
All right.
You're good. Well, I'm glad you bring up the Colts.
Good start.
Perfect trend. Sorry, you guys have been going. You're running these little things. Actually, Todd, Titans-Colts. Who do you have on that one?
The Titans versus Colts, again, tough call, but I'm going to go with the Colts over the Titans. I look at what the Titans did. You can see their resume. They had a strong draft, and I like their aggressiveness early on. Now, usually I don't like trading up, but they knew they needed to get Rashaan Evans, and so they moved up a couple spots in who they go ahead of. New England. The Patriots wanted him at 23. They get him at 22. Evans becomes that centerpiece of their defense. And then I can't wait to see Mike Vrabel get his hands on Harold Landry. This second-round pick has got a chance to be a really good edge rusher. They had a huge need at that spot. They moved up 17 spots to go get him. And the thing with Landry is he needs to learn how to use his hands better. Vrabel's going to be great with that. I like that. I like what they did, but ultimately I'm going to go with the Colts. I just think they got a little bit more from their draft class this year.
All right, so in the end, you're going with Colts there. Okay, well, we'll get back to that, see who did better there. Teddy, can you help us out here? I know you really like the Colts' first-round pick of Quentin Nelson. Why?
Well, Diana, if there's one unit in the National Football League that can get away from this draft and say we got better, it's the offensive line for the Indianapolis Colts. It's because of the Quentin Nelson pick. Look at the problems the Colts had last year. I'm glad this is the sideline view because you can see how the line of scrimmage is just, the penetration is allowed and tackles in the backfield. Also quick pressure up the middle of the pocket. Jacoby Brissett at times just had no chance to help this team win football games. And this is what Quentin Nelson does so well. You see the drive off of the ball, reestablishing the line of scrimmage, and the continued drive and aggression that this player shows. He's smart. He scans the field. Look at that pickup, one of the best pickups you'll see as an offensive lineman, and also passing off games. Defensive linemen and their twists and their movements. He's shown he can do that. One of the best prospects of the entire draft is now on the offensive line to protect Andrew Luck. Diana, he has to stay healthy, and Quentin Nelson will help him.
I love it, Teddy. Thanks so